Okay. Meditation is not a all or nothing, white or black experience. It's life. It's like you're looking at yourself in the microscope. You're learning about your experience, about yourself, and so it's not a matter of if you find some peaceful mental state in meditation, you're successful, and if you don't, you're a failure. Because a lot of the obstructions and difficulties that come up in applying a meditation technique are actually great treasures, because you're learning very important things and skills that you can make use of in your daily life. And one particular area is that of dealing with pain. We all have strategies for dealing with pain. Most of them are unconscious, that we've adopted since we were children, and sometimes it's quite sobering to see how unsuccessful and even immature our reactions to pain are. So we're putting ourselves in a position where, yes, we're going to experience some physical discomfort at certain times during the sitting, sometimes more than others, and we want to really understand the nature of this unpleasantness, rather than saying, I don't want this, and just get up straight away, because in life, when we get sick and we get old, we're not going to have that option. So let's learn about it now while we're still reasonably healthy. And the most important observation or insight, I think, that we make is that pain is not a purely physical phenomena. It has a large mental component or contribution, and that we can see, I think, quite easily, even outside meditation. If you're watching a movie, you can sit quite still, or reasonably still, for maybe 2 or 3 hours without feeling any great discomfort, because your mind is elsewhere. Whereas in meditation, your mind is not elsewhere. You're right here. And what we can see is that the same kind of physical difficulty can be experienced sometimes as tormenting, and other times as a minor irritation. And that is because of the mental reaction to the pain. Reactions which are almost automatic and can vary from day to day, or vary from person to person. But the kinds of things that are arising are aversion, fear, anxiety, or a sense of pique. Why me? Why nobody else? Why does everybody else seem to be sitting so peacefully? Why do I have to deal with this every time I meditate? So there are all kinds of habitual and accumulated responses to physical discomfort that we're starting to illuminate through sitting with it. Now, briefly, there are 2 main ways of dealing with pain, and these correspond to the 2 kind of aspects of meditation: the tranquilizing, pacifying aspect, and the insight, the looking, the observing, the penetrating, the nature of things. So with the first strategy, if the pain is not particularly piercing and oppressive, sometimes just bringing the mind back to the meditation object very patiently, every time it strays to the pain, can be successful. But if the pain is a little bit more intense, then we can practice breathing through the pain, or developing loving kindness, that sense of kindness and love and affection, and being a friend to the pain. So adopting a skillful, constructive attitude to the pain to remove or to replace the habitual negative reaction to it. So using a positive emotion which can be allied to the breath, and breathing in and breathing out as if through the area of pain, with a very positive, accepting, kind, attitude. So that's two possible techniques of the calming strategy. Now the other strategy is to say, okay, I'm going to leave my meditation object, the breath, the mantra, or whatever, and I'm going to take up pain as my object of meditation. And what you want to be doing in this case is to be looking particularly at the impermanence of the pain. Now there are three aspects of this. First, the nature of the pain. Pain, when we start looking at it, it's not just this hard single mass. We can see that there are different kinds of pain. There are shooting pains, burning pains, aching pains, and so on. And the nature of the pain is changing, and seeing that change is a way of reducing the attachment and the negative emotions that have become one and the same thing with this feeling in the mind lacking awareness. The second aspect is the location of the pain. Again, we can see that it's not just one single point; it's moving around, and we can see how the pain can be quite a complex phenomena. And we can notice that if we tighten up around the pain in reaction to it, then there can be secondary pains arising in other parts of the body as a result of that. Then the third aspect is the intensity of the pain. So if you take that simple 1 to 10 kind of standard, and notice that the intensity of the pain is also not stable. Often pain is coming in waves. So looking at impermanence in terms of the nature of the pain, a particular characteristic of the pain, the location of the pain and the intensity of the pain, this is giving the mind work to do. Looking at the impermanence of the phenomena. Now this is revealing the truth of what's going on more clearly to us, which is purifying in itself. But similarly with the calming technique, what's happening on a psychological realm, if you like, is that the mind can only have one interest at a time. So when you give your mind some work, some insight work to do, it can't at the same time be worrying and feeling averse and full of self-pity and so on. So there is also this replacement process taking place. So I would say in conclusion that working with pain is not something that you want to be doing very often, particularly in early days as meditation, because your attitude to meditation and your enjoyment of meditation is probably the most important condition for you being able to maintain a steady, regular meditation practice. If you start to conceive of meditation as being a daily struggle with pain, before long you'll probably find some good reasons to cut down the sessions or to eliminate the sessions altogether, because nobody wants to have to deal with that on such a regular basis. So every now and again take on pain as a meditation object. It's an important part of meditation, a good skill to learn. But other times, particularly if your mind feels it's really starting to calm down and settle down, you've got some awareness there, then very mindfully change posture. So it's not something that you have to do every time that you meet pain, but it's something that you should have some experience of dealing with.